A warm welcome to you, dear students, to video number 2 for Standard 6, Science, Chapter 6. In the previous video, we discussed about substances and objects, and we also discussed what are natural substances and man-made substances. Let us continue. Glass can be made from sand and calcium carbonate. However, sand and calcium carbonate cannot be obtained from glass. You must have observed green chilies or tomatoes turning red after some time. Have you ever seen or heard of red tomatoes becoming green again? Similarly, while making man-made substances, the properties of the constituents undergo a change. This change occurs due to certain chemical reactions. These changes in the properties are permanent, that is, the original constituent substances cannot be obtained again from the new substance. Such changes are called irreversible changes. My dear students, now we are going to discuss about production of substances, how certain substances are produced. The first one what we are going to discuss is rubber. Rubber is of two types, natural and artificial. Natural rubber is obtained from the gum or sap of trees. This sap is called latex. You must have heard of rubber trees. These rubber trees, a particular cut is made on the trees, and this is how the sap is collected. This is gum or sap of the rubber tree. This is natural rubber, which is then processed and made into rubber which we use. This process of collecting sap is called as tapping. Rubber has a peculiar odor and it is white in color. Now, vulcanization of rubber. What is the meaning of vulcanization? Vulcanization means to make this rubber hard and sturdy for our use, and how this is done. In this process, rubber is heated with sulfur for 3 to 4 hours. To give hardness to rubber, sulfur is mixed in it, and along with certain other chemicals are also added, but sulfur is the main substance which gives hardness to rubber. Because as you have seen, original rubber is liquid-like. So then this is how it is made. The proportion of sulfur in the mixture is determined by the purpose for which the rubber will be used. That means in all objects, the amount of sulfur added is not the same. If we want the object to be soft, then little amount of sulfur is added. If we want the object to be hard, then more amount of sulfur is added, like that. Erasers, rubber balls, rubber toys all have varying proportions of sulfur in them. In rubber bands, the proportion of sulfur is very small. If you see this picture over here, this is rubber before vulcanization. And this picture over here, this is rubber after vulcanization. The next substance what we are going to discuss is paper. Paper is the substance or material formed due to intertwining of cellulose fibers in grass, wood, rags, or waste paper. Thus, paper is a kind of cellulose fibers. If you see this picture over here, this is a close-up picture of paper. See, you see these thread-like things? These are cellulose fibers. These are present in grass, wood, or rags or waste paper. There is another close-up picture. This is how paper looks like if you have a close-up picture of it. Now, how is paper made? There is a particular picture given over here. You can have a look at that picture. The coniferous trees like pine are used to make paper. Simultaneously, please have a look over here. So we have a tree. The bark of the logs of trees is first removed and the wood is broken into small pieces. So here we have the logs of wood. Peeling the logs, debarking the logs. There is a machine called as debarker which removes the bark and chops the wood into small fine pieces. The mixture of these pieces and some chemicals is kept soaking for a long time. It helps to form a pulp. Then this mixture with some chemicals and small wood pieces are kept soaking in a container and pulp is formed. When the chemical process is completed, the fibrous substance from wood pulp are separated and some dyes are added. Now then there is another machine over here which removes fibrous substances from the pulp. Sometimes it has a brownish color, so to remove that brownish color, that particular pulp is bleached. That means it is made white in color, and then suppose I want it to be, say, purple colored paper. So then that purple color dye is added. So dyes are added, and then I get another pulp over here, which is then the pulp is then passed through rollers, dried to form paper, and then finally wound on reels. Then this pulp is then passed through rollers. Excess water is removed. Sheets are formed over here in this machine. Then these sheets are dried and wound on reels. And then these reels are transported to various places where paper is required. For example, newspaper printing press, where reels of paper is required. So then these reels are taken to that place. This is how paper is made. My dear students, paper and wood are closely related. To save trees, it is necessary to use paper sparingly. Now, this picture tells us that one tree is equal to 12,000 papers. Now, let us take a small example. Each student has, say, 100 pages notebook. Now, such we have at least minimum 10 notebooks. So I would say 100 multiplied by 100. So one student has 1,000 notebooks. And you have siblings also. So that means in a house, 1,000 into 2, so 2,000 papers are used. And in your building, I would say at least 6 families will have students going to school using notebooks. That means 2,000 multiplied by 6, that is 12,000. Which tells me only 12 students are using one tree, and that is the minimum which we have calculated. So 12 students using one tree. So for 12 students, one tree is being cut down. So now you know how important it is to save paper. So please remember, do not tear up blank pages of a notebook. Do not throw away old notebooks with blank pages. Reuse them. Do not throw away or burn up such paper until it is fully utilized. Cooperate with people who collect paper from garbage, that Raddiwala. These people help in proper recycling of resources. So, always remember to recycle, reduce, and reuse paper. Now the next is synthetic fibers or threads. From the time it was first thought that artificial yarn could be produced to meet the clothing needs of an increasing population, much research and progress has taken place in this field. Innumerable kinds of synthetic or artificial threads are now available. Nylon, Dacron, terine, polyester, rayon are the names of various synthetic threads. You can see I have shown you samples of various synthetic fabric. The first one over here is how Dacron looks like. Then you have shiny nylon, rayon, this is terine, polyester and terylene. The first one what we are going to discuss is nylon. These threads were invented at the same time in New York and London. Therefore, the initials NY of New York and LON from London were combined to name them nylon. Nylon threads have a shine and are strong, transparent, and water resistant. They are used to manufacture clothes, fishing nets, ropes, etc. This is how nylon thread looks like. This is nylon fabric. This is rope, some clothes made out of nylon, and fishing net. The next is rayon. Cotton and wood pulp is dissolved in a chemical called sodium hydroxide to make a solution. Threads are obtained from this solution with the help of machines. As these threads shine and have strength, they are said to be synthetic silk. They appear to be shining bright like the sun's rays. Hence, they were named rayon. This is rayon thread, fabric, and rayon clothes. And these are certain mats or carpets made using rayon. Dacron, terylene, and terine. Various hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are substances obtained from mineral oil. So various hydrocarbons obtained from mineral oils are used to make polymer chains. What are polymer chains? Long continuous chains formed by small interlinked chemical units. We'll study about polymer chains in higher classes. So various hydrocarbons obtained from mineral oils are used to make polymer chains. A solution of such polymer is pressed through a strainer with fine holes. The fibers formed after cooling are long and unbroken threads. These threads are twisted to obtain yarn. Different types of chemicals are used to make threads of various properties, and these different threads have been named as Dacron, terylene, and terine. The fabric on this couch is Dacron. The fabric from which the shirt is made is terylene, and this curtain is made of terine. The fabric is terine. So always remember short advantages and shortcomings of synthetic fibers. First, we will discuss the advantages. These fibers can be manufactured on a mass scale, that means on a large scale. They cost less. They are strong and durable. They can be used for a long time. They are water repellent, hence do not rot or get wet. They dry easily. Even if they are wet, they dry easily. They are lightweight, and comfortable to wear. As they have a shine, they enhance the appearance of the wearer. Clothes made from these threads are wrinkle-free and starch-free. These are advantages. But there are some disadvantages or shortcomings also. Let us see what they are. They are water repellent, hence do not absorb sweat from the skin. Continuous use of clothes made from these threads keep the skin moist, which may cause skin diseases. Synthetic clothes are uncomfortable to wear, especially in summer, because they do not absorb sweat and we feel unnecessarily hot in these clothes. Synthetic fabric catches fire easily. If they catch fire, the cloth sticks to the skin and causes serious injuries. These fibers are not decomposed by microorganisms. So these were certain advantages and disadvantages of synthetic fiber. Always remember, trees to save nature. Save paper to save trees. Use paper appropriately and economically. Make full use of it and recycle the used paper. Although there are some disadvantages in using synthetic fibers, they can be useful if they are used in a proper way. They reduce the load on the use of natural resources. And what have we learned? We use two types of materials, natural and man-made. Natural materials can be biotic or abiotic. Biotic materials are either plant origin or animal origin. Rubber, paper, and synthetic fibers are important man-made materials in our daily use. Man-made materials are obtained by using certain processes. This is all for now. We have come to the end of the chapter. Notes will be forwarded to you in a few days. Till then, please read the textbook. Have a nice day.